The National Tax Alert with Preston Manning.
Greetings, fellow Canadians. I'm Preston Manning, leader of the Reform Party. I love that word, reform. I'm also leader of the new tax revolt. I know all about revolting. I've been to Red Deer. Big question facing Canadians: should the federal deficit be eliminated primarily through spending cuts, tax increases, or some combination of both? Well, my answer is yes. Let me explain. We in the Reform Party are in favor of reducing the deficit with no tax increases. How can this be done? Beats me. Now, we're not in power. It's not our problem. This is Paul Martin, the man who wants to raise our taxes in his next little budget. Well, Canadians are already taxed to the max, and we are hopping mad. Well, I know I am, and I'm pretty sure Lucien Bouchard is too. It's time the government paid attention to us. That's why, from now on, I'm no longer Preston Manning, the semi-attractive politician. I am now Preston De Niro, no taxing driver. You taxing me? You taxing me? You taxing me? Then who the heck else are you taxing? You taxing me? I'm the only one here. And I don't like the tie either. We're on to you, Martin, and your tax-raising friends. I'm urging all you taxpayers to follow my example and stop paying taxes. Think of it as the Reform Party's Don't Pay a Cent event. What's the government going to do? Throw us 20 million protesters in prison? There aren't enough prisons to hold us all. And they're not going to build any new ones without our tax dollars. Let's see the government try to worm their way out of that one, those slimy little mollusk-like creatures. So when Paul Martin says he wants to up your taxes, you say, Mr. Martin, up yours. You taxing me?
The CTV National News.
Good evening. I'm Sandy Ronaldo with the CTV News.
And I'm Blind Willie Feldman with the CTV Blues.
Our top story. In the wake of this week's Liberal sweep of 3 federal by-elections, the Reform Party is disappointed by their poor showing, said Lynn Mayhew, Reform candidate for the Quebec riding of Brome-Missisquoi. When it came down to actually casting my ballot, even I couldn't vote for me. Blind Willie?
Here's my news. The events of the day. I am going to tell you in the Blind Willie way. There is fighting in Bosnia, and the deficit is no joke. But what's really bad news, my toaster is broke. Sandy?
In other news, Paul Martin confirmed his upcoming budget will contain big cuts to the public sector. He will lay off any civil servant who has been dead for more than 10 years. Blind Willie?
Budget is coming. It's a big song and dance. How can we tighten our belts if we ain't got no pants? It be Valentine's season. I feel this from the gut. Finance Minister Paul Martin, you can kiss my butt. Sandy?
And now, with a special financial report of the latest trend of the Canadian dollar, is Blind Willie.
The dollar is down. Sandy?
And finally, U.S. Senator Robert Dole is now the front runner for the 1996 Republican presidential nomination. With him in and former Vice President Dan Quayle out, Republicans can now back a Dole instead of a dolt. And that's the kind of day it's been. Blind Willie?
Let's take it home, Sandy. And that's the CTV News. From coast to coast.
This is Sandy for Blind Willie saying...
Good night and bring me some toast. So, Sandy, can I give you a drive home in my car? Hey, don't worry, the dog does the driving.